there are a bunch of things that we have to remember. They're very important because our number talks won't work if we don't all agree to do these things. So what do you usually do when you have an answer to something? Show me. What do you do when you have an answer? Just show me what you do. We put our hands up, right? To say, I know the answer. Now, keep your hand up if you've ever been sitting beside somebody who does this and waves their hand around really fast. This is, I know.
I know.
Yeah, we've all experienced that. Now, keep your hand up if that's made you feel pressure. If you feel like, oh no, I have to solve the problem faster. That happens to me all the time. When somebody beside me solves the problem faster than me and they start waving their hands around, then I feel really stressed and under pressure. So when we do a number talk, the first thing we have to remember is that we don't raise our hands. When we have a solution, we take our thumb and we put it against our chest. Everybody do that with me? Why do you think? Just take a minute and think about why we put our thumb against our chest instead of raising our hands. Talk to the person beside you.
Because we might know it. Because we might know it. We don't want to do it. Because we might know it. You know what?
Put our thumb against our chest instead of raising our hands in a number talk.
Wait.
How about at the back there? Yep.
I think you do that because to make sure that's the answer you want.
Okay, to show that you have a solution. Yeah. But why don't we just put up our hand like all the other times that we have an answer or solution?
Okay. Because you're not sure if it's right.
Oh, so this one is if you're maybe not sure and you're still thinking through. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Any other ideas? Not to make others. Is that what you were going to say next? What were you going to say?
I was going to say not to make the other people that's sitting beside you feel under pressure.
That's exactly why we put our thumb against our chest. So we don't want to cause pressure for anybody sitting around us who doesn't have an answer yet. And one of the things that we know when we study the brain, so all these people that have jobs that study the human brain, one thing that they've learned about math is that slow is better than fast. Getting an answer fast isn't the most important thing. It's important to think deeply, and sometimes some of us think deeply and it takes us longer than other people. And that's okay. So we want people to feel that they have the time to think through something.
Because sometimes, if you think quickly, then maybe it's the wrong answer. Or if you wait until you come up with an answer, but you know fully it's the right answer, then you don't have to do so much pressure if it's wrong.
That's right. Okay, so we're not going to put pressure on our friends. We're going to raise our thumb. And this is really important. When we raise our thumb, we're not done thinking yet. Because most of the time in math, there's more than one way to solve a problem. So if we have one solution and our thumb's up against our chest, what we're going to do is we're going to start thinking of a second solution. And we're going to show, you're just showing me when you do this, you're going to show me that you're on your second solution by putting your finger out. What do you think you're going to do if you're on your third solution? You're going to put your third finger out. Sometimes you might even have a fourth solution. Okay? So I see lots of you practicing it. That's good. And once I see that everybody in the room has at least their thumb up, then I'm going to stop us and we're going to talk about our solutions. Okay? Yep.
I have two questions. So, two things. But what if you have like 6?
If you have 6 solutions, that's awesome. And you've run out of fingers. I see your questions. You could do this, right? But usually, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone get to 6 before. That's great if you do, but usually we don't have enough time to get to 6 in a
Yeah.
number talk.
And also, so some people when they do a test and they finish all the questions and they're like, yay, I'm done.
Andrew, return to your class,
And
please.
after they put the
Andrew,
test
return
away,
to your
and then
class.
after that they start doing whatever.
Yeah?
Like with your partner, double up 7, anything like that. But sometimes what I do is if I have extra time, I just check over all the answers. And then after that, if I have more time, I still check over all the answers. And if I check it 3 times and I don't see any mistakes, then I don't, and then I just feel.
So what you're telling me is that you don't stop thinking, right? You're using your brain the whole time. And that's the important thing in number talks. So we don't want to stop thinking when we have a solution. We want to try to think of a second solution. Then we're going to give everybody time to think. And the way we do that is by being very quiet until everybody's had time to think. Okay? So we don't start talking to each other saying, what did you get? How did you do it? Quiet, so that everyone has time to think. The third thing that we need to do is we are going to show respect for every answer. So sometimes we hear somebody give their answer in math and we know, we are sure that their answer is wrong. In a number talk, we say nothing. Because how would you feel if you had the wrong answer and then somebody shouted across the room and said, no, it's 15? Did we learn anything?
No.
Nope, nothing whatsoever. So we need to let people have their wrong answers. It's okay to make mistakes. We're not going to shout across the room and say, no, it's this number, it's that number. We're not going to tell them that it's wrong, because once we start to talk about the numbers, they're going to figure that out themselves. And they're going to learn it instead of just being told that they were wrong and now they feel bad. So can we agree to that? Respect for everyone's answers. And the next important thing that we need to do is we need to be brave and talk about our solutions. So I could call on any of you in this room, even if your hand's not up, to share your solution. So you might be sitting there with your hand down thinking, oh, she's not going to choose me because my hand's not up. I might choose you. So we need to be brave.
All we need to be prepared. So that.
And prepared, that's important. Be prepared to be called on, yep. Be brave and share your thinking. And the reason people don't like to share their thinking is because they're afraid of making a mistake. In number talks, we love mistakes. Does anyone know why we love mistakes?
Why?
There, yep.
Because you learn from your mistakes.
Because we learn from our mistakes. Here's another cool thing about brain researchers. Do you want to add something?
I did. It was the same answer. I was gonna say we love mistakes because we can always learn from them.
That's right. So, very cool thing about brain research, and then we're going to get on to the math. Do you guys know what an MRI is?
No.
It's a machine that can see into your brain, basically.
I know.
When they did some studies with people, and they gave them some math problems, and they actually measured what was going on in their brain, do you know what they discovered about mistakes? The people that made mistakes had more like fireworks going off in their brain, so they were making all sorts of connections in their brain than the people who didn't make mistakes. So it's kind of like you can picture almost like these sparks going off in your brain, and that's really important. You want sparks to go off in your brain because that's how you're learning. So the brain research actually discovered that when people make mistakes, there's more of that going on in their brains than when they get the right answer. Which is actually really cool because it means that we need to make mistakes to be able to learn and get all of those connections going off in our brains so our brains can grow. Yep.
Like the two brothers who invented the airplane, they failed a lot of times, but they never gave up.
That's right. Exactly.
Or Thomas Edison.
Or Thomas Edison. Okay, so 5 things. Put your thumb against your chest when you have a solution. Give everyone time to think. Show respect for everyone's answers, so no calling out, no, you got the wrong answer. Be brave and share your thinking. And we love mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake. Thumbs up if you can agree to all of these. Okay, you ready to do some math? Mental math? You will change by June. I am confident. You will feel differently by June. The first one I'm going to give you is going to be probably pretty easy for you. But don't freak out because it's going to get harder. Okay, and we like challenge. Okay, so everybody remember, we're giving everyone time to think, which means as soon as I write the question on the board, it has to be very quiet. And remember, we're not raising our hands, we're putting our thumbs against our chest when we have a solution. Everybody ready?